The reason why I love this particular class so much is because the topic is self-love, and I feel like this is the most important topic for everything, no matter what you're working on, whether it is a relationship issue, whether it's money, finances, your business. For me, I've realized it always comes back to self-love, because then there's self-worth as a result of that. And when you really establish yourself in that self-love, then you can claim what you're worthy of in this life, no matter what area. And so we've all written down different topics, different things that we want to focus on tonight. And I just really want to commend you for showing up, because oh my God, I'm going to show up to a room where we're all going to look at these uncomfortable things. That may not sound so appealing to some people, right? But we're all cut from the same cloth, and we all like to do our inner work, which is why we're here, right? Am I right? Yeah? We're all ready to grow, we're all ready to up-level our life, and we're all ready to be free inside. We want to be expressed, we want to feel alive, we want to feel connected, we want to feel union, we want to feel on fire in what we're doing on the planet. Do you guys relate to that? Yeah, because we're from the same cloth, right? So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to give ourselves permission in this safe container to go in deep together. And this is a medicine ceremony in some way, because the medicine for healing is love. And as we bring love to those wounds, as we bring love to those fears, all of it gets soaked up and then melts away, and our shining, bright selves can come out to play. That rhymed. I like that. Awesome. So as we dive in, I'll give you a little layout of what's going to happen tonight, just so you know the flow of events. So I'll give you a basic intro into what tapping is, just so you can understand what the points are and how it works. Very basic. And then I'll show you the points. We'll also do some questions that will help you just to get clear on what it is that you're working on and what the blocks are, so that we can focus on those in the actual tap. So you'll write those down on your piece of paper. And then after we've done that, we'll all get up towards the end, and we are going to shake our booties. Who wants to do that with me? Yeah! Woo! Okay, so there's a science behind shaking your booty. And it's not just because it's fun. It's because it helps you rewire your brain. Who would have thought that, hey? Actually, so how it works is I'm going to take you into some really dark places. And has anyone ever been in a dark place and just didn't want to get out of it? Oh yeah, I'm angry and I'm not going to stop being angry. Who has done that before? Or I'm sad and I don't want to stop being sad, right? And that's natural, because the pathways in your brain are just looping. And it's, in a way, it's comfortable because the brain knows that loop very well. And so sometimes it's comfortable to be there, and sometimes we think we have to stay there in order to prove our point, in order to get what we need, in order to protect ourselves. So we stay in these loops because we think it's helping us. But we all know that it's not really helping us, it's actually making the situation worse. So what we do is we shake our booty, right? So at the end, I'm going to ask you to get up. I'm going to ask you to dance it out. We're going to have fun. We're going to play, because what happens when you bring fun and play and joy back into the equation, you start to rewire the brain. And so in tapping, there's body, mind, and spirit. So in the mind or in the brain, when you start to go into an emotion or a memory or a thought, you basically open it up in the desktop of your mind, and you go in, and it's got all of this emotion tied to it, all of these thoughts and feelings. And we go in there, we start bringing love and compassion and empathy, and it starts to melt it. And then when it's opened up just enough, then we bring in the joy, and then we bring in the play. And then all of a sudden, something happens inside the brain where it's like, whoa, now I believe in joy. Now I believe in possibility. Now I believe in myself. Because we were right in there, in the brain, going, okay, I got this sadness file, I've healed it enough, it's wide open, now I'm going to bring the joy to it. And so what they actually have seen in the science of tapping is you've got two neural pathways, and they're basically glued together shooting back and forth. And these are synapses. And in the synapses, there's protein bonds, and that's like the glue. And when they're just gluing back together, when you're in that funk, just repeating back and forth, and you don't want to go anywhere, that's basically what's happening. So then you start to bring love, empathy, forgiveness, and then even joy, play, love, and creativity. The protein bonds start to melt because they're getting what they need. And then the synapses opens up, and then you can rewire your brain to have whatever belief you want it to have, and you get to choose. And then so when you go out into the world, you're not like writing down your affirmations all the time, you actually rewired it. And so that's what's happening on an emotional level when you're working with the patterns inside your brain, okay? So that's basically the brain. And then we go into the emotional system in the physical body. So where's my lovely lady? Here she is. Okay, so who has seen a doll like this before, maybe in an acupuncture office, acupressure? Anyway, if you haven't, I'm going to pass her around. Please be gentle. She's naked. And these are meridian dolls. You'll see lines up and down her body. And these lines are basically energy pathways that bring prana or life force to the body. So in Chinese medicine, 5,000-year-old system, they basically discovered these lines that bring life force and prana. When there is a block, whether it be an emotional, a physical, or a mental trauma that takes place, these lines start to get blocked. And so in Chinese medicine, acupuncture, they'll place a needle in specific points, meridian points, to clear out the stagnation so that the energy and the life force can move through that particular meridian that runs up and down the body. And if you don't clear it out, it gets more and more stagnant energetically, and then that results in dis-ease and an illness in the body because it wasn't cleared out. And so in Chinese medicine, they're clearing it out through pressing them, through tapping, and through putting acupressure and acupuncture needles into those points. What we're doing in tapping is we've selected some of those key points which relate to all the organs, and we're going to be tapping on those together to clear out that stagnation and that charge. And then we bring in modern psychology. Who's been to a counselor or a therapist before? I know you have. Look at that. My God, I love that. I told you, cut from the same cloth. Okay, so when you go to a counselor, you talk about your issues, right? You talk about what happened, you talk about your memories, you talk about your thoughts and your feelings. And so in tapping, we're drawing from that. And when you start to feel a lot of emotion from talking about it, your whole nervous system starts to get triggered. So you feel it, right? Like when you're talking about something you don't like, you feel it in your body, yeah? So that's what we're doing. We're going to bring all of that uncomfortable stuff to the surface of your nervous system, and then we're going to start tapping while the nervous system is fully triggered and breathing it through our system while bathing it in that love and that compassion and that empathy. So, and as we do that, all of that tension that's tied into the physical body as well as in those meridian lines, the blockages, start to get cleared out through the breath and through bringing all of that love and empathy there. Is this kind of making sense? Yeah? Okay. So that's the physical body, and then there's the spiritual part, which is my favorite part, and that is the part that belongs to the infinite. It's the part that knows itself as invincible, that it belongs to a home beyond this time and space, and nothing can really kill it. And when we get in touch with that part of ourselves, doesn't matter what goes on out here, because we know who we truly are, right? And that's what we get to really step into in this process, because as we bring love and empathy to all of this trauma, and it's understandable that we feel pain, and it's understandable that it was unjust that certain things happened, but when we get to bring love and empathy to all of those stories, the stories unwind, and that spiritual component that is our being comes out in its strength, and it knows itself as invincible. But in order to get there, we've got to go through that process to bring love and empathy to all of that stuff that we've been carrying on. And all that stuff, a lot of the time, isn't even ours. It might be our parents, or it might be a cultural thing that we picked up. And that's what we start to realize in tapping, that we've just picked up a whole lot of beliefs. And now we are actually imprinted in them, and we think it's our true identity, but it's actually not. Okay, So as we tap, you're going to go through a journey. The middle of the journey is going to be the most intense. You may cry, you may fart, you may hiccup. Many things could happen. It does. And don't worry, blame it on your neighbor. Okay? That's what the body wants to do. Basically, we walk around with clenched butt cheeks and looking all fabulous, but we're holding something in, right? So tapping invites us to relax, let ourselves be, and something happens when you start tapping, and it's called off-gassing, and it's all of those types of things. Yawning, burping, crying, hiccuping, and farting. All of it happens. So let it hang out. We love and accept you. The door is open, kind of. And it's actually going to help you move quicker. So if you just relax into the process, you'll move the stuff a lot quicker because it just wants to move out of your system. Basically, it's stagnant energy that we're blocking or holding or pretending that it's not there. It just wants to move, and then it moves, and then it's you're no longer holding it in your system. So that's basically what you might experience in a tap. And then I'm just going to show you the points. We're going to do a little oath after that, and then we're going to do a short meditation before doing some questions. Okay, so the points. Everyone massage underneath the collarbone here. This is called the emotional well. Now these are just the points. It's not the whole process. I'm just showing you where they are. And then everyone take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Feels so good to sigh, doesn't it? God. Okay, tapping the center of the chest, tapping between the brows, and these are all the points that you'll see on the meridian doll, the meridian line. So tapping the temples here, tapping the cheeks, tapping underneath the nose, tapping underneath the lips. Take another big deep breath, release a big sigh. Rebecca already off-gassing. People up the front are a little bit more experienced, so if you hear any noises, just know that they're setting a trend. They're letting you know it's okay to make noises with your body. Tapping the center of the chest, front of the ribs, side of the ribs. Okay, side of the wrist. You can do either wrist and we'll rotate. Tapping the side of the thumb. Everyone take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Tapping the next finger. So top corner edge where the nail juts out the most. Beautiful. Middle finger, top corner edge where it juts out the most. Now the ring finger is the only one on the opposite side. Now, all of these points are doing different things for your body. Like, for example, this point is all about monitoring your temperature, as well as how you relate to the world around you and outside of you. Tapping the little finger inside here. Take another big, deep breath. Release a big sigh. Wonderful. Tapping the side of the hand. Tapping the top of the head. Back of the head, around. So all of the meridians go up to the head. So this is a great place to tap if you want to get a full body massage. And then we make our way down again, so between the brows. And we just keep doing cycles. So we make our way all the way through and we just keep going around and around. So now that you've got the points, we're going to do a little oath together. So everyone raise your hand. And then repeating after me. This is an oath to create safety, basically. So repeating after me. I give myself permission to create safety in the space.
I give myself permission to create safety in the space.
I give myself permission to be courageous.
I give myself permission to be courageous.
And others to be courageous. And I promise not to go up to anyone afterwards. And say, I heard what you said. Let me be your love guru. Unless they ask me first. Coo, 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 coo. Awesome. Beautiful. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're just going to settle into a short meditation just so that we can create a little bubble around our own experience and then get some clarity on what it is that we're going to be working on. So just resting your eyes, finding a comfortable position. And then take a big deep breath into the belly, release a sigh. And just placing your hands on your knees to start with. Hands are open to the sky. And just feeling receptivity right now for your own journey tonight, whatever that might be. Feel your sit bones grounded on the earth. And feel a bubble around you right now. That this is a safe bubble for you to go wherever you need to go tonight. Did you feel your spine aligned? You feel your breath dropping down into the belly. Just have a little conversation with yourself right now. Knowing that you've come here to transform something. And giving yourself permission right now to play full out. No matter what happens in this next 90 minutes, that you give yourself permission just to go there and see what happens. That you get to experiment and see if something wants to change. And now with that, I want you to just open your arms up to the sky and just open it like a funnel. You're receiving all of the energy, all of the support from the unseen realms. And we're just going to do a little rhythmic breath. Ladies, if you're on your moon cycle, just deep breaths into the belly, slow. Otherwise, we're going to do a little rhythmic breath. On the exhale, the belly comes in towards the spine. So to test this out, let's all stick out our tongues for a moment and just pant like a dog. Awesome. Now close your mouth and continue doing the same. And as we do this, keep with that breath, keep your eyes closed, and imagine the funnel of light coming into your being and the breath flushing everything else out of your being. And this we call in guidance, trust, and grace into this night's sharing. We call in the full release and letting go into our highest expression tonight, knowing that we are ready. And 10 more seconds here. And inhale, hold the breath. Hold the breath. Keeping the breath held, bringing your hands together above your heart, above your head, and then exhale, bring them down in front of the heart. Keeping your eyes rested, bowing your head down to your hands. Feeling the reverence. And as you're in this space, tune into the area in your life within yourself that requires and is calling for more love? Where in your life, within yourself, within your inner dialogue, within how you're operating in the world, within how you're viewing yourself, where is it that requires more love? And staying in your bubble now, taking a piece of paper and a pen, and these questions are just for you. So writing down whatever comes through. I'm going to move through kind of swiftly. So the first question to answer right now: where do you need to bring more love? Where within yourself? What area? Do we have a fresh piece of paper? She was going to do someone else's process. What are you working on tonight? Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. So I'm going to go through some emotions that might come up around this area. So when you think about being challenged in this area of your life, what are some of the negative emotions that arise? And if you know what they are, write them down. Otherwise, I'm going to give you some ideas, and if these feel like they come up for you around this area, write them down as well. Fear, terrified, anxious, angry, envious, and I'm going to move quite quickly. Don't worry if you don't get them all down. I know there's a lot sometimes. Irritated, worried, panic, unsure, uptight, exhausted, overwhelmed, shocked, sad, depressed, shy, unsafe, hurt, violated, grief, confused, desperate, stuck, frustrated, fooled, resentful, stagnant, rebellious, betrayed, shamed, uncertain, flaky, ungrounded, embarrassed, heartbroken, humiliated, nervous, spaced out, weak, foggy, guilty, crazy, trapped, helpless, numb, vicious, evil, hateful, broken, disoriented, and anything else that might come up in the rainbow of emotions. And then the next question is, as this is triggered, what are some of the limiting thoughts that enter your mind? What are some of those beliefs? And just writing whatever they are. I'm going to give you some ideas as well. I'm not good enough. It's too much to look at. I can't heal this. What will they think of me? I'm afraid of success. I don't want the responsibility. I don't want to be targeted. It won't work out anyway. They can't be trusted. I'm a bad person. Not enough money, not enough time. I should have. I shouldn't have. It's too much pressure. I have to do it alone. I'm crazy. I'm ugly. I'm too much. I'm too small. I'm too young. I'm too old. It's not fair. I'm afraid of being seen. I'm a burden. I'm not talented enough. I can't do it. Life is unfair. I'm not ready. I'm the victim. I'm stuck. And any other limiting thoughts? So part of this process is getting all of that limitation onto the page so that we can process it with love. Next question. What's your earliest memory of feeling a similar way? So usually we repeat cycles, like I was saying in the brain, things repeat. We pick things up a lot earlier and then we repeat them later on in life. So what's the first thing that comes to your mind surrounding a similar issue, a similar way of perceiving reality? It doesn't have to be the earliest, but the one that pops up the earliest for you right now. So what is your earliest memory of feeling a similar way? So perhaps you're dealing with fear of your partner leaving and feeling not good enough, for example. And maybe you have an earlier memory of mum or dad leaving and you feeling a similar way, not being good enough or not being worthy. So just whatever the earliest memory that arises for you around feeling a similar way. And who was involved in the memory? Just write down who else was involved and the age that you were. And who do you hold responsible for feeling or experiencing the trauma that you did? And a lot of the time when we're working on self-love, we blame ourselves. Even though it may not be worthwhile that we're blaming ourselves, but a lot of the time we blame ourselves, or we might blame someone else. So who do you hold responsible in your mind for this type of challenge that you're faced with? And what does your culture say about this type of challenge you're faced with? Because the culture is always imprinting us as well. The culture is telling us what is right, what is wrong, how it should look. So what does the culture say? What does the media say? What does religion say? What do the people around you say about this type of issue? And then if you were to tune into this particular challenge, if it had a texture, what would the texture be? Would it be prickly, hard, oozing, festering, heavy? What's the texture of it? And what's the color of it if it had a color? A lot of the time the color will reflect what's going on in our aura. So is it red? Is it black? Is it brown? Is it greenish yellow? What's the color of it if it had a color? Just write whatever first comes to your mind. And if this was no longer an issue for you, what would be happening in your life? And how would you feel about yourself? And then on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being like, wow, this is really uncomfortable. 0 being, woohoo, I'm free. What is the number? 10 the most intense, 0 the least intense. So on a scale of 0 to 10, how intense is it when you feel this block? 10 being the most intense, 0 being I feel free. So what's the number, scale of 0 to 10? Alrighty. So we're about to get started. As you can see, there's a lot of content that we're going to dive into tonight. I did mention that the middle of the night is going to be the most intense. So if in the middle of the night you're like, who is this random cult leader I got to escape? Trust me that I'm going to get you to the other side of the river, okay? Because it's going to be uncomfortable and you may project on me and be like, she doesn't know what she's doing and I don't like her. She's got something wrong. It could happen because I'm going to be triggering you. I'm going to be like prodding and poking you and it's going to be uncomfortable. So trust that we're going to keep bringing love to all that uncomfortability, keep bringing it back to yourself. And by the end of the night, you're going to feel so good and so relieved that you're able to bring love to all of that. So are you guys with me on that? Yeah? Awesome. Sweet. So it's going to be through a call and response. So basically the way it works is we're going to be tapping, we're going to be talking out loud what our process is. So you're in your little bubble right now. You don't need to worry because everyone else is talking. So you just stay in your own world. And basically I'm going to say something and you'll repeat it. If I say a word and it doesn't really resonate, like if I say I feel really angry and you're like, no, ma'am, I am sad. Change the word to sad. Okay, so just change the word to match what you're feeling. If you don't know what you feel, it's likely that there's a layer of numbness, and that happens frequently, especially if it's a really old issue, because the way we dealt with stuff when we were young, if we weren't able to resolve it, we just numbed it. So sometimes there's a numb layer. So if there's like, oh, I don't really know what I feel, give the word a try. You can't drill in the negativity any deeper, but what can happen is I can prod and poke you, and if something comes out, hooray, now we get to love it, and now we get to heal it. So just trust the process. We'll get you to the other side. Go with the word if you don't know what you feel. If you definitely know what you feel and it's not what I say, then change it to match your script, okay? Does that sound good, guys? Yeah. Awesome. All right, so let's just start by massaging underneath the collarbone right here. And I want you just to tune into all of that stuff that you just wrote down. And I want you just to feel it right now. Feel all of that contents that's right there. And then take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Beautiful. Tapping the center of the chest, repeating after me. Even though I haven't been loving myself fully. I'm open to forgiving myself. Even though I have been holding back my love here. I'm open to forgiving myself. Even though I've been really struggling with, and name out loud what you've been struggling with. I'm open to forgiving myself. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Tapping between the brows. It's possible I'm still a good human being. And I'm still worthy of love. Even though I've been struggling with, and just name what it is. And part of me's been really blaming and shaming myself. I'm open to forgiving myself. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Tapping the temples. I've been holding back my love by, and just name what it is. Tapping the cheeks, and that makes me feel, and just name what that makes you feel when you do that. Tapping underneath the nose, it makes me feel when I, and just name what happens when but I don't know how to stop it. I don't know how to stop, and just name what it is. Part of me thinks I deserve it. And so I haven't been loving myself here. So just tune into wherever you haven't been loving yourself right now. Tune into how that feels in your body when you put yourself down, when you hate on yourself, when you have those habits, those patterns, those traits that come up as a result of it. Tapping underneath the lips. Really feel it right now. So the way that we heal it and clear it in tapping is we feel it deeply, because it gives it permission to move then. So really lean into that uncomfortability. Let yourself feel it. This is what you came here for, to move the emotion and the feeling. So we've got to feel it in order to move it. So let it be uncomfortable just for a moment. Feel where it is uncomfortable in your body right now. And then intensify that uncomfortability by 50%. Really go there. Let yourself feel how uncomfortable it is. Let's be honest. Intensify it by 75%. Really go there right now. And now intensify it by 100%. Really let yourself feel uncomfortable right there. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. This has been really hard. It's been really hard, challenged by, and just say what you've been challenged by. I've been really struggling here. I felt lost, scared, shameful, and I haven't known what to do. I feel stuck. So tune into any stuckness, like, oh my God, when will this end? Why am I keep doing this? Why do I keep blaming myself? Why do I keep repeating this habit? Just tune into any stuckness that's there. Tapping the center of the chest. Let yourself feel what that stuck feeling feels like. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Tapping the front of the ribs. I'm really ready to change this. But I don't know how tapping on my ribs is going to help. I'm open to loving myself anyway. Even if this looks silly. Big deep breath, big sigh. Tapping the side of the ribs. I'm ready to look at this. Tapping the side of the wrist. It's possible if I look at this and I bring it love, I might be able to heal it. And I'm ready to heal this. To look at this. Because I'm ready to love myself more. I'm done with feeling bad. I'm done with feeling down. I'm done with this self-criticism. I'm ready to love myself more. And I'm ready to look at all these places. Big deep breath, big sigh. So you guys ready to have a look at it with me? So I want you just to take a moment, tapping the side of your thumb, just close your eyes, and I want you just to tune into the very first memory that you have of feeling a similar way. Tune into when that was, how old you were. And as you're locating that, I'm going to take you on a little journey into that time and space, where we can go back right there and change it so it changes it for the future. So tune into yourself there. And then repeating after me. This all started when. And just say out loud when it first began for you. And how old were you? And I want you just to say out loud, just describe what was taking place in that memory. Just say it out loud. I was, and then this happened, and then they said this, and then I did that, and just go on a little rant. Really get in touch with what was taking place. And that really hurt. Tapping the middle finger. It really hurt when, and just name what happened. Because I wasn't getting the love and support I needed. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. It really hurt when, and just name what it is. And I've been struggling with this ever since. I've been doubting myself ever since. Thinking I'm not good enough ever since. I've been believing, what have you been believing ever since? I've been believing tapping the little finger, ever since what happened, and just name what it is. The inside of the finger, yeah. Tapping the side of the hand, ever since, just name it again. I've been struggling to love myself fully. Ever since what happened, just name it again. And the worst part about this was what? And just name what it is. Tapping the top of the head. The worst part about this was, and just say it again. That really made me feel what? When what happened? Tell me the worst part. And I started to believe what? What did you start to believe when that happened? And I've been believing that ever since. Tapping between the brows. I'm open to forgiving myself. For believing what? Tapping the temples. It's possible I just didn't know any better. because I wasn't getting the love and support I really needed. Tapping the cheeks. I'm open to maybe forgiving myself for what? Know any better? Because I was just a kid. And I wasn't getting the support I needed to know better, to be better. Because those assholes didn't show me. Right? What I really needed in that situation was what? Tapping underneath the nose. And I've been trying to get that ever since. From people that look like them. But I'm still struggling. Trying to get and just say what it is. I really needed what? And I didn't get it. Big deep breath, big sigh. I'm ready to get that now though. Because I'm done with putting myself down. I'm done with trying to prove myself. I'm done with doubting myself. I'm done with struggling with this. I'm ready to give myself what? What did you need? Even though I still wish the assholes would give it to me. It's possible they may never give it to me. And I am worthy of, and just name what it is you are worthy of. And I have been worthy this whole time. I am worthy of. And I've been worthy this whole time. Tapping the center of the chest, even though I doubted myself, even though I believed the situation and how they behaved towards me. It's possible I was worthy of, and just name what it is. And I have been worthy this whole time. And I forgive myself for doubting. I'm ready to receive. What are you ready to receive now? I'm ready to receive, and just name what it is. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Tapping the front of the ribs. I'm ready to receive, and just name what it is. And it's possible I don't have to wait any longer. I'm ready to receive, and just name what it is. And I can receive this right here, right now. I'm done with waiting. I'm done with fighting for it. I'm done with struggling to get it. I'm worthy of it right now. And I don't have to wait any longer. I don't have to wait for anyone. I'm ready for, name what it is. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Tapping the side of the ribs. Are you guys ready to fully receive that now? Are you ready to say, no longer do I wait, it's now? Okay. I want you to tune into that earlier memory right now. Tapping the side of the wrist. Tune into it as if it's happening right now, as if you're watching it like a movie on the screen. Frame by frame as you watch it. See it happening right now in your mind's eye. Now move to the most painful part of that memory. See it frame by frame as that most painful part happens. That part where you shut down, that part where you start doubting yourself, that time where you say, I'm not safe. Tune into that moment right now of shutdown and how painful that was and how alone you felt and how scared you were and how mistrustful you now were of the world because of this. And feel that right now, that all hope is suddenly lost. See that right now. Take a big, deep breath, release a big sigh. Tapping the side of the thumb, and as you tune into that moment right there and then, as if it's happening right in front of your eyes, as if you are there in that moment. I want you to just peel your eyes up as if you're looking in that memory right now to the corner of the frame. And there is your higher self looking over at you as that terrible thing took place. Your higher, compassionate, loving self is there watching you in that struggle. And I want you to see your higher self walk over to that earlier version of you and pick you up in their arms right now and feel their love holding you in safety right now, holding you in protection, holding you in the love you deserved. I want you to feel that love come in and whisk you up into safety right now. Feel that. And then take a big, deep breath and release a big sigh. Tapping the next finger. I'm receiving the love I needed from my higher self. And as you see your higher self there, as you see them holding you in their warmth, in their care, in their understanding, take another big, deep breath, release a big sigh. Tapping the next finger. And as your higher self is there holding you in all of that compassion, all of that love, your higher self is gazing at you in their eyes right now, looking down at you in those wise, compassionate, loving eyes. See them right now looking at you as they hold you in their gaze. And what do they want to say to you right now? What message do they have for you in this moment right now? My higher self is saying what? Say it out loud. Finger. My higher self is saying. And I'm hearing it now. Keep tapping on the points as you go through the process. I'm receiving the message, and just say what the message is out loud. And it's possible, it's true, even though I didn't know it before. It's possible, it's true that, and just name what's true. Tapping the little finger. It's possible, it's true that, and just say it again. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Tapping the side of the hand, I'm receiving the message, and name what it is. Because I've waited long enough. I'm receiving the message, and name what it is. And feel any doubt around the message, any resistance to the message, any holding back from fully receiving the message right now. Any part of your being that says, no, I won't fully let that message in. Feel into any againstness to the message. Lean into any resistance to that message right now that says it's not safe to fully receive it, that says I can't, I'm not ready. Tune into any resistance, feel it in your body right now. And then take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Tapping the top of the head, it's possible I can receive this message. I'm ready to receive, and just name what the message is. And it's possible, it's true. Take another big deep breath in, release a big sigh. Tapping between the brows, I want you to tune into any resistance you have towards anyone else in the story right now. It could be any more resistance or blame towards yourself or towards anyone else that participated in this experience with you. Because the way it works, any resistance, blame, shame, no matter how justified it is that we put on another person, we're just sucking our life force in the background. And so although it might be justified that you might have anger or regret or blame or shame towards yourself or another, it's only taking away your life force. And there's a psychic tug of war that happens in the background the more you hold on to that. There's a psychic tug of war between you and yourself, and there's a psychic tug of war between you and anyone else that you've got this between. And that's taking away your fullness, your brightness, your love, your power, your beauty. And so as much as we want to justify or hold any againstness, it's just not helping us to do it, right? So tune into who that is. Is it yourself that you're still blaming and shaming? Is it someone else? And just repeating after me, I've been blaming and shaming, and just name who's there. And it's totally understandable. You wouldn't believe what happened. Tapping the cheeks, I've been blaming and shaming, and it's justified. Tune into that. Blame, shame, regret, againstness towards yourself or the other. Go there with me right now. It's safe to feel any resentment that's there so that we can purge it out of our system. Lean into it, intensify it by 50%. Tapping underneath the nose, intensify Any againstness there by 75%. Intensify by 100%. Really feel it. I never have to let this go. I never have to let go of this resistance between me and who? I never have to let this go. I can take it to my grave if I want to. I'm planning on dying with this resistance. Well, so far so good, right? Huh? So let's just take a moment and see what that would feel like even 5 years from now. Tapping underneath the lips. Feel that resistance in your body. What's the texture of it? Is it prickly? Is it heavy? Is it sharp? Is it oozing? Is it festering? What's the texture of it? All of that resistance, that againstness. Feel it. Now imagine yourself 5 years from now still holding on to that. 1 year from now even. How does it feel in your body 1 year from now? 2 years from now? Feel it. I want you to feel it so you know what decision you're making, so you can make an educated decision. 3 years from now? 4 years from now, 5 years from now, still holding on, still resisting, still blaming, still shaming, still holding back. Feel it in your body 5 years from now. How has that affected your life, your health, your vitality, your relationships, how you show up in the world? Who are you 5 years from now if you carry this on? 10 years from now? Who are you 10 years from now? Still holding back, still blaming and shaming, still saying, no, it's not good enough, it's all your fault. Why? 30 years from now? Really fast forward in time. How has that affected your health? How has that affected the feeling in your body? How has that affected your relationships? How has that affected you? Fast forward now. 50 years from now, we're getting close to the end of our life. You never let it go. You held on and it was justified. You never had to let that go and you didn't. You let that run your life. You let it run your excuses. You let it run your conversations. You let it run your potential. That. Your dying day, still holding on. No, I'm not going to let it go. Why should I? It's their fault. It's my fault. Whatever. You're coming up to your last breath. Feel it in your body, still struggling with it, still denying it, still justifying it. Why me? It's not fair. Why would I ever let that go? All of it is crippling your body now as it seeks for its freedom, but you won't let it be free because you want to die with this because it's justified. Feel that right now. And then take a big deep breath and release a big sigh. Tapping the center of the chest. I don't want to die with this. What is it I don't want to die with? You name it for yourself. I don't want to die with, and just name what it is. My life is worth more than that. I don't want to die with, and name it. Take another deep breath in, release a big sigh. Tap in the front of the ribs. I'm ready to let love in more fully. I'm ready to let love transform me. Because my life is worth more than this. I can let love in now. It's time to let love through fully. Because I'm done with struggling. And my life is ready. Tune into any final struggle with letting go right now. Any final holding back right now. Anything that's stopping you from fully letting go right now. Take a big deep breath into it, release a big sigh. Another deep breath in and stick your tongue out and a big sigh. I'm ready for love. I'm ready for love. I'm ready to let love come in. Because I'm worthy of it. I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of love. I'm letting it come in now. Take another big deep breath, release a big sigh. Tap in the side of the wrist. I can do this. I'm ready to believe in myself. I'm ready to trust myself. I'm ready to take a leap of faith here. I'm ready to spread my wings. I'm ready to give life a full try now. I can do it. I'm ready to do it. I'm worthy of doing it. And I'm worthy of love. And I've always been worthy of love. And I'm making up for lost time. Big deep breath, big sigh. Tapping the side of the wrist. I forgive myself for holding myself back. And what do you want to forgive yourself for right now? And say it out loud. I'm forgiving myself for. I just didn't know better. I'm forgiving myself for. I just didn't have the right teachers. I'm forgiving myself for. Can you forgive yourself now, guys? Yeah? Can you let it go and just say you just didn't know better? You just didn't have the right influence to show you another way? I'm forgiving myself for. And just imagine yourself sending a wave of empathy and forgiveness now back through time and space to all the times you ever blamed yourself, to all the times you ever put yourself down, for all the times you ever thought you weren't good enough. Just send a wave of empathy back. See any memories arising right now through time and space, through the journey of your whole life. And just send empathy after empathy after empathy right now into each and every memory that comes up. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. I'm letting it go. I'm letting go of, and what are you letting go of? I'm letting go of because I'm worthy of love. I'm letting go of. What is it? What's your invitation right now? I can let this go right here, right now. I'm letting go of because it's time. And I'm in a safe place to let go of. Tune into any resistance to letting go of it right now. Any, no, I'm going to hold on because I think I need it, because it's been part of my identity, because I think it keeps me safe. Tune into whatever it is that's grasping, that's making you want to hold on just a little bit longer. Tune into any final grasping, any kind of excuse that won't let you let go and plunge into the love that you fully are. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. I can do this. I am worthy of my own forgiveness. Because all of this blame and shame doesn't help me. It actually makes the situation worse. It actually makes more of what I don't want happen. Is that true? When you blame and shame yourself, does it actually create more of what you don't want to happen? Does it actually attract more of those situations that you're trying to actually avoid? So do you think if you let go of it, you would actually feel more powerful and you would create more of what you want? You'd be more powerful and you could command how you're creating your life. I'm ready to let go of. Because I'm ready to create. What are you ready to create? Tapping the next finger. It's possible if I let go of what? I'll be able to create what? It's possible if I let go of what? I'll feel better. I'll feel more empowered. I'll feel happier. More at peace. More capable. More worthy. More loving, more ready, more what? What is it for you? And that's what I really want. I really want what? And I'm ready to create it. I'm ready to create by letting go of what? Because they both can't exist together. Is that right, guys? It's like one or the other, right? So now you have a choice. Put the choices in your mind. Imagine one on the left, one on the right. The holding on, the protection, the excuses, the not fully letting go on one side. And then on the other side, freedom. love, joy, openness, forgiveness. See them both. It's your choice right here, right now, because you can't do both of them. They don't live together. They're not very good roommates. So it's your choice right now. And if you choose the block, I understand why. Because everyone in this room has been there. And it's justified that you would hold on. It's justified that you would use it to protect yourself. It's justified that you would use it to hide. But it doesn't get you what's on the other side. And so now is your choice. What will you choose right here, right now with me tonight? The red pill or the green or the blue? The blue. Tapping the side of the hand. Tune into that choice right now. And repeating after me. Part of me wants to choose, and just name one. And the other part of me wants to choose, and the other one. Part of me wants, and name what part of you wants. And the other part of me wants. And I'm confused. Part of me wants, and name what part of you wants. And the other part of me wants. But the bigger part of me really wants. Even if it means sacrificing what? What do you have to sacrifice in order to have the freedom, the love, the joy, the ease, the grace, the peace? What type of stance do you have to let go of in order to say, peace is my preference? I'm ready to let go of, and just name what it is. No matter how long it's been with me. I am ready to let go of. No matter how long I've been justifying it, trying to prove its point. It's possible it's not serving me. And it's time to let go. You guys ready? Okay, great. Tune into that final piece right now. Tune into that final piece of holding on, whatever's remaining there for you right now. And then take a big, deep breath and release a big sigh. Tapping the top of the head. I'm in a safe place. It's safe to let go of. I'm in a safe place. I've got my back. And I'm in a safe place. Big deep breath, big sigh. I've got this. And I'm doing it for my future self. And all the future generations. Because this self-doubt and criticism stops here. I'm doing it for the future. I'm doing it for the past. Because we're all worthy of love. Are you guys ready to do it for the past, the present, and the future? Because as we heal it through the timeline, we heal it for all. So let's go back to that earlier memory right now. of when it first took place. And I want you to see who that first person was that ever made you think that. And I want you to see that person as they put that thought in your head, as they said that thing to you or did that thing to you. And I want you to see that they're struggling as well. And that perhaps what they made you believe about yourself was what someone made them believe about themselves. And that someone passed it on to them, and someone passed it on to them, and someone passed it on to them, and on down the lineage. And is it possible that their inner child was once hurt in the same way that you were hurt? And that perhaps their inner child has been craving the same love that you were also craving. And perhaps it's no one's fault. It's just that crappy pattern that got passed down. Tapping between the brows. I'm ready to forgive, and just name who that person is. For not knowing how to love me more. For not knowing how to create safety for me. To show me care and love. I'm ready to forgive. And it's possible we're all worthy of love right now. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. We're all worthy of love. And I'm clearing it for myself, for the past, and all the generations to come. Big deep breath, big sigh. I've got this. I've got this. I'm ready for this. Big deep breath, big sigh. So I want you now to imagine that person's higher self there with you. I want you to see them loving you right now, their higher self. I want you to see the part of them that always wishes they could show up for you. I want you to see the part of them that wishes they knew how to love more. And I want you to see their higher self move into that picture with you right now. Tapping the cheeks. And I want you to see their higher self, their loving self, their compassionate self, their wise and understanding self looking at you now. And there you are with your higher self. And what does their higher self want to say to you? Their higher self is saying, just say it out loud. And I'm receiving it now. Their higher self is saying, and I'm receiving it. So tune into any resistance to fully receiving it. Any, no, I'm never going to receive it from them. No, they don't deserve me to receive it. Any againstness to receiving it. Take a big deep breath into it and release a big sigh. can take my time with this, but I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to get my life force back. And I'm ready to feel more love for myself. Big deep breath, big sigh. I want you to take your mirror right now. Looking down at your mirror or into your mirror. And tapping on your chest as you look into the mirror right now. And as you look into the mirror right now, I want you to see your higher self looking back at you. Looking at you and witnessing you in all of your raw beauty. And as you look at yourself, I want you to repeat after me. I love you. And I'm sorry we struggled so much. I'm ready to show up for you now. It's you and me, baby. And I am your best friend. I am your lover, your confidant, and your knight in shining armor. I am here for you each step of the way, and I've always been here. Thank you for being there for me. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for your compassion. Big deep breath, big sigh. And as you look at yourself in the mirror right now, what do you want to say to yourself right now? Just say it out loud. I'm saying, take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. Take another big deep breath, release a big sigh. And I want you to turn to a partner right now. And I want you to look at someone in the eye right now. So move and face someone next to you. And first of all, I want you to give them a hug. And if you don't feel comfortable with a hug, I want you to bow to the person. Maybe hold their hand. And now I want you to look at them in the eyes. And I want you to both tap on your chest. And here is for vulnerability right now. Looking at one person, anyone in a three-way? This is LA. If you're in a three-way, find a twosome. This is all about monogamy right now. And look at them in the eyes. And this is about vulnerability. So the person with the shortest hair, you're going to speak first. I haven't told you what you're going to say yet. What's all the chatter about? Okay, person with the shortest hair. I want you to look into this person's eyes and see them as a loving presence right now, holding you in love. And the person with the longest hair, I want you to hold them as if you're holding a baby, a newborn. And I want you to see them in all their beauty. A newborn that's not crying, by the way. And as the short hair looks into that love, looking at love itself, I want you to say to the other person out loud how you are now going to love yourself. I'm loving myself by, and just say out loud whatever comes to you. And then everyone take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. It's a lot to reveal, I know. But someone has to hold you accountable. Okay, person with the long hair. I want you to share with them how you're now going to love yourself. I'm loving myself by, and just say it out loud. And then take a big deep breath when you're done and release a sigh. Okay, here's the kicker. Short hair. Sorry, you're the one I'm picking on right now. I want you to say what you now believe about yourself. And I want you to really believe the most profound things. And I want you to feel comfortable saying it to someone. You ready? I believe, and tell them what you believe about yourself. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. All right, long hair, your turn. What do you believe? What are you believing about yourself now? I am believing. And then whenever you're ready, take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. And everyone repeating after me, I'm receiving love. And look into their eyes as you say that. I'm receiving love. I'm worthy of love. And I'm receiving it right now. And tune into any againstness to your partner. Like, oh, I'm not going to fully receive their love. They're a stranger. They might judge me if I fully open my heart up right now. This is the growth edge, right? So tune into any, it's a bit hard to fully receive love because it's always a reflection of our own ability to receive love from ourselves, and that reflects in the outer world too. So tune into any against us and recognize that it's just you, it's not them that's against. And actually they want to love you. They want to show up for you. And tune into any resistance there. Take a big deep breath, release a big sigh. I love can love you too. Because love is my true nature. And I can let love flow through me. I'm letting it flow through me now. Big deep breath, big sigh. Ah.